Hello, everybody. Welcome to another way overdue edition of Frangela Live.
Is this Frangela Live?
I don't know if we can call these Frangela Live since we never do them anymore. Anyway, whatever we're calling this is the Halloween edition. Two of us love Halloween. So you can probably tell. One of us does not and thinks it's a dumb holiday.
Is it even a holiday? It's a day.
It's like one of the greatest days.
Would you consider it a holiday?
I think so. What do you think, Bill?
I would consider it a holiday.
Oh.
Why wouldn't you consider it a holiday?
Because a holiday is something you celebrate. Halloween is something you do. We're
going to ban you from the chewing of the ice because it's rather annoying in my ear. Angela, for her birthday, got this fancy ice maker behind us. I don't know how she talked us into it, but if your wife liked to chew ice before, do not spend the money on one of these because then it'll be nonstop. Anyway, so...
It was money well spent, love.
Okay, for you. Yes, your investment was very good. Anyway, back to our story. So, no holiday, you don't think?
I mean, there's holidays, but I've never considered Halloween a holiday. I mean, I guess it is, it's on the calendar, but I've just never considered it.
So do you not consider Christmas a holiday?
Well, of course, Christmas is a holiday. It's something you celebrate.
Right. So Halloween's something you celebrate.
No,
right?
Something you do. No? I don't know. I've just never called it a holiday.
It sounds like another one I will not be able to win, so we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, we wanted to talk a little bit about, we were fortunate enough to do Universal Studios, these, what is it called?
Horror Nights.
Horror Nights and horror and the Not Scary Farm 50th anniversary. So we did those back-to-back weekends. Going back. Two of us had a great time at that. One of us didn't, so we thought we'd kind of compare and contrast those.
I had a great time at Universal because I just love Universal. I love Universal Studios and I loved being with you and Bella and I loved our matching t-shirts. But the actual Halloween part, it wasn't bad, but it's not something I'm like, oh, I can't wait till next year to do it all again. I literally only went for you guys. That's nothing I would ever do on my own, ever.
And knowing that, we appreciate it, because Angela does love Universal, probably her favorite park around, hates Halloween, thinks it's dumb in ways, and she did, by a little bit of force, go with us. I think we told her we were going to a nice restaurant or something in LA, and she came along and like, what? So we got her a donut and then drug her to the park. But me and Bella thought it was super cool. It was packed. So if you're thinking about it, definitely, it's a little pricey to begin with. Definitely spend the extra money on the Fast Pass, Express, whatever it is, because that made a huge difference. A lot of the mazes were like 2 and 3 hours, and that cut it down to 15 to 20 minutes for most of them. I think the longest we waited was like 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So money well spent. We wanted to do the VIP, but the VIP, or the RIP they call it, was kind of weird in that you couldn't really do the rides. So the Express gave us a good chance to hit a mix of the rides and then all of the mazes and stuff at the park, right? Mm-hmm. The only caveat is you're only supposed to be able to use that Express one time per ride or attraction, but if you got a cute daughter and they say, oh, we didn't know, then they usually just let you go through it. But I mean, we were there till 2 o'clock in the morning. We got through everything a couple times and we're more than done with that.
Yeah, I feel like if at the Universal ones, I don't know, how many mazes do they have those?
Oh man, like 6 or 7?
Yeah. I feel like since you can't start, if you do a regular pass and you can't start till 7 and 7 to 2, maybe you'll get through all of the mazes, but all probably the lines were...
No, if everything was an average of 2 hours, you're not getting through all the mazes.
Yeah.
So there was a few that you wouldn't necessarily want to go through. I mean, it was worth it if you had time, but if you didn't have time, you could skip those. But again, if you're going to spend the money and the time going out there, then to me, it wasn't worth it. And the other thing that I thought was cool and not cool was that a lot of them were themed by kind of what's going on. Like Stranger Things was super cool. The Last of Us was super cool. I guess there's a new Exorcist movie coming out. So they kind of had a theme like that, so it almost felt a little commercialized. Fortunately, me and Bella saw most of those except for the Exorcist movie. But like one of the mazes, the one I probably didn't like the most was Chucky. And I think there's a Chucky series or something like that. So everything kind of felt, it almost, I don't know if scripted is the word, but it was like that. A lot of gore, a lot of jump out in your face.
Angela.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Angela.
Yeah, one of the mazes that was a creepy thing is the black girl, and her name was Angela. So it's like, wow, how could you not like
Is
this?
that the new Exorcist movie?
I think so, yeah.
So she must be like a character in the new Exorcist, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully that's not something that's kind of
I
scary.
know that-
I try to forget about that now. I'm gonna have bad dreams and have to sleep in Bella's room when she's gone back to school. So that was good. And then, again, I think it was a nice mixed meal to do the rides that are a little softer than Like Knots and be able to go through everything in the food. I think the characters, like the actors, were better at Universal just because that was fun. Like I would just go back just to hang out in like the walkways and everything and see all the characters and stuff that were there just to scare people. That was super fun.
Those huge crows that were like 10 feet tall
That was-
walking around, are those from a movie or is that just a scary thing?
I think that's just scary.
Yeah.
Those were crazy.
Yeah. So super fun. So if you get a chance, definitely a thumbs up. I would go hit that. Then we went to Knott's Scary Farm. Angela had to watch the cat that day, so she didn't get to come on that one. Bella and I had a great time, shut it down till 2 a.m. Tons of mazes. Again, we did the Fast Pass or whatever. Highly recommend that. It's again crazy lines. And that was good. The mazes weren't really themed so much. Like it was kind of weird. The mazes were actually longer, but they were like thrown together with a bunch of stuff. Like a few of them have a common theme, right? Like the water ones and stuff like that. But some like you go in here and then this is a different zone, this is a different zone, which was neat just because they're long. One of the things I do recommend, if you want to be scared, you got to back off the people in front of you a little bit. Because all of them, if you haven't done it, they almost have like a curtain and you come through there. And a lot of times there's somebody on the side that's going to jump out. But if you're right behind somebody and you see him jump out on that, then that dude's going to wait until the next group goes past. So that's something that, we try to space ourselves a little bit so you didn't really know what was happening. And then I don't know, maybe I'm getting old or it was just a long week and we were tired, but the rides at Knott's kicked my butt.
Like, what do you mean?
Like they were just scary and fast.
The rides?
Yeah.
The rides,
What?
yes.
Like roller coasters?
Like the
Yeah.
roller
What?
coasters.
You always ride those.
I always do, and this time I don't know because it was dark. We're in the back. We ate too many tater tots.
Oh, those tater tots are good.
Those were amazing. But like, what was that one? The upside down one? The free fall, hang time,
Oh, no, that's not upside down. You're talking about
free fall or whatever it is.
hang time.
Hang time sucked. That was so dang scary. You just go up and then there's this huge drop. Thank God we were in the back because if I was in the front, I probably would have passed out.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
It's so scary, like even going like up, because you're not even going up at like an incline, you're like straight on,
Straight
like laying down
Oh my
going
God.
Yeah,
up.
and then you're like not even going straight down. You're like inverted, like you're gonna fall out
Oh
of the
my
chair
God.
before it. So yeah, that threw me off to begin with. And then even Ghost Rider, which I always loved, they like cranked that sucker up. It was so fast. And then Bella and I were in the very back. At Knott's, you always get a chance to ride in the front, so a lot of times we do that. This is the first time I think that I've been in the back, and you were just like free riding back. It was so dang fast. Anybody that's on my Facebook or Instagram, there's actually a picture of me like in terror.
Oh my
I was
God.
just screaming out of like, usually Bella and I scream just for fun, just
I know,
to
I saw
annoy
that
everybody.
picture, and I thought that you were just being
No,
sick.
that was a gut terror,
Oh my
like
gosh.
growl roll, like "Arr!"
See, this is why I like Universal, because like literally the worst ride at Universal as far as like the speed and the drops is the little Jurassic Park, and that's not even a big drop compared to like regular roller coasters. So this is why I like Universal. You can have so much fun, ride all the rides, and it's like motion. It's not like up and down and upside down and tormenting you.
Yeah.
I couldn't have gone to that. I would have just been waiting for you guys at the exit.
No, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. So we had a good time at both. I think I was expecting. I've never been to the scary part of Universal. I've been to Knott's a few times. I think I was, and I always used to like the characters better at Knott's because they would always come through like in the dark alleys and they had like the skid plates on their feet and their knees and they just shooting sparks everywhere. This time they were like, it seemed like they're a little more subdued. I don't know if they got crap like scaring people too much. In fact, you could get this glow in the dark blue necklace that meant like stay off me, like I'm a scaredy cat. Like why did I spend the money to
That's
come
weird.
to a scary park? And
So like when you
and
check in, they'll like, do you not want to be
What's
scared?
what?
And
Yeah.
they give you a
Yeah.
tag so
Yeah.
that the scary people know not to scare you.
Yeah, so you don't want to be
Why go that day?
It's-
Like,
right?
Why not
I know.
just wait to a regular day?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So it's just weird. Same thing like the lady that brought her little baby and like, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
You can't go on any of the rides. Your kid can't go on this stuff. So anyway, just kind of silly. But yeah, if you see that, that's what that means. Stay away from those people because then all the scary characters running around the park will leave them alone and anybody that's close by. Probably lawsuit reasons or something. And then same thing if you go into a maze, like why even going into a maze if you don't want to get scared? Stay the hell out of the maze.
Yeah.
So if you're around them in the maze, then everyone's going to just leave them alone. And you might as well just walk through the maze with your flashlight on.
What was the difference in the prices? Like, which was more expensive, Universal or Knott's Berry Farm?
I don't know. You try not to rationalize it because I know like Universal for the three of us like $1,500. You're like that's a pretty damn good car payment for one night. So you just got to look at it as an experience. I think Knott's was a lot cheaper. You can get if you're military, you can get a discount. Sometimes just on their site you can get a discount, and AAA offers a pretty good discount. But you got to buy like the pass, and then there's this separate fast pass that's like $175 a person. So
And they have student discounts through your school.
okay,
Ooh.
so it all kind of adds up. But again, you just have to look at it. If you love Halloween like some of us do, then and you don't get to go trick or treating or any Halloween parties for the last 9 years.
But they won't let you dress up at either park, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Which I guess is understandable because they don't want people who aren't part of the show, like, getting attention or causing a scene or doing something stupid because they're in costume and you can't see their faces.
Yeah. Probably.
You can dress up to like an extent, but we did see that girl dressed up like Mario.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Universal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always the Marios, and there was a few people at Universal.
Yeah, there was a
kinda,
Dalmatian little kitty cat girl, but she was cute clothes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they literally were like clothes.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like costume. So I guess that's, yeah.
All right, so that's our review of the two parks. I think we'll cut it at that this year.
Which one were scariest? Like, which one, if you could only go back to once for scary factor, which one would you go back to?
I would go to Universal for the mazes,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely Knott's for the rides. And the thing about Knott's is that we got the express for those ones too, and it was unlimited. Whereas with Universal, we could
Yeah.
only use it once per ride.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you had enough time at Knott's? Was it 7 to 2 too? Also?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was 7 to 2, and we got to go on some mazes like twice. Like the
Oh.
ones that we really enjoyed, we went and we hit it again.
Because I felt like even the express passes at Universal was still, the lines were long. They were nowhere near as
Yeah.
long, but
But I mean, really, we
Still.
didn't wait more than like 20 minutes.
yeah.
So Knott's was faster, I think, other than Ghost Rider. That was a long line, even with the pass. But yeah, I too. I second Universal for if you're just going to get scared in the maze, and I really enjoyed just the actors and characters running around. I thought that was awesome.
Fun.
All right, thumbs up. Happy early Halloween, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.